1, 2, 3, funk it!
Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Bianca, and this time I want to show you my junk journal, or more accurate, my junk journals, but I will explain it later. So let's get into the first one. That's also the main one. It's pretty chunky already. It was for Mata Books, is the journal name, and I really love this design. Here it says the design was by Yonok, and this is out of grass paper, which was also very interesting. So it's vegan actually. And I found that at a bookstore called Hugendubel. That's a book chain in Germany. In the UK it probably would be something like Barnes & Noble, but we don't have that, we have Hugendubel. So that's where I found this journal. Well, let's get into it. Let's show you how it looks without the elastic. It's pretty thick. And first up I did a cover page with my name, started and finished, the date, and these will get an explanation later. There's art I had left, and this was the part where I wanted to start my journal because I quit my job as an interior design worker, which might sound cool, but it's actually just retail work, so it isn't that interesting. But I was excited about quitting, kind of, and I wanted to make a page to remember it, also about the exam I guess I had. So I wanted to remember that. This was the motivation for me to even start a junk journal. Then I bought some stamps from Flying Tiger. I tried them out. After that I made a page with stickers. I guess most of us kind of have a sticker collection we never really use because we don't know what to do with the stickers. We can't decide where to stick them. So I just made a page for those stickers, and I like how it looks. Then some more stickers, but these were from a restaurant called My Steiner that is moving away from where I live. Like a little further away, but not that far. But still it's complicated to get there. The place before was easier to get to. And they had some stickers laid out, which I really like. This one says my way home should feel safe. This one says living better without sexism, racism, homophobia, hate speech, mobbing, body shaming and stuff like that. Then this one says I eat cat collars as breakfast. And then this one is already English and nudes. I really like that one. I like all of them, but I think that one's my favorite. And I went there with my partner and my mom at different times. One time I was with my partner alone and we got these stickers. Then we went with my mom and found out that it's moving, so I made a memory page for that. Then another page. I have a lot of stickers. Also some I don't really know what to do with because I have these. I'll show you. I have some of these sticker books with a lot of stuff in them, which I don't really need that much. So I decided to make a dedicated page, again, for stickers. Here I made the background pink, orange, whatever color this is. Here I made the background green. And then I switched it, so the background here is pink and the foreground is green. Here the background is green and the foreground is pink, if that makes sense. I guess you can see it. So that was a page I made. Then I got these very cute stickers of cats. Or like I already had these ones, I believe, and then I got another one because I hadn't enough of these stickers, but I wanted to fill a whole page with it. So that's this side. And here I had some things laying around. I had another sheet with sewing stuff of stickers. This card I found on a walk one day, very long ago, but I've always kept it, so I wanted to use it. This was from art school. We all designed some cards, so I kept that. And then some more stickers where I will show you again, a sheet like this, where you can cut out it's like washi tape. And then you can cut it out and stick it in. That also very motivated me, these sticker sheets, to make some pages. Then here, my partner got his own key, which was very exciting because we've lived together since April 2024. Not officially, but my partner pretty much moved in right away. We didn't plan that, so we didn't plan on both having a key. In July this year, we finally got a second key, so that was very exciting. Then here I kept some memories from the art school. This was the museum presentation we had. We went to a opera and then we had a movie thing. The movie still was, but then COVID hit and the installation we would have done we couldn't do. But the movie still was possible. But I don't even think I went. But I had a ticket for it. Then this also is the old card of the art school. I designed this flyer. This is my picture, and the teacher gave me this as an inspiration to see how the last year's looked, so I would know how the new one should look. So this is that. And here I helped in a museum. It's a friend of my father, so I got to help them with the museum setup, and I also worked at the museum. This was the invitation for that, so I also wanted to keep this. Then here are some things I had from old journals I didn't want to get rid of. This was from a kind of painting, drawing, sketching journal. I don't know what happened to the journal itself, but I really wanted to keep this page because I really liked it. I went out with my friends, drew the setup, and then I wrote down the lyrics of the song that was currently on. And I think it was Ed Sheeran. This one, I'd seen some book art where people draw into books. So I had an old book and also drew on it. Don't ask me what book it was. I don't know. But also I kept that. It's also a place to keep things for me. Because when you're creative, sometimes you have just a stash of things you don't want to throw away, you want to keep, but still they don't really have a place to go. So I took this journal to be a place where these things can belong. Here's another thing. This is what I painted. And this is on the back of this one. So I didn't want it to go to waste, but I preferred this side to be the original. And this is a copy I made with my printer. Here is another sticker page. I think here I had a new washi tape sticker sheet. So I really was excited and wanted to make a page with this. Then I went to the cinema with my partner. I found this one on the way to the cinema, which was very exciting. I just found a sticker randomly and I just kept the tickets, the restaurant we ate at and stuff like that as a memory page. After that, I actually found stickers again. This one and this one on the street. On the way to I was unemployed at the time, and you always have to go to a work company, like the people that help you get a job. I was on the way there and I found these stickers. And after the appointment, I was a little confused on what I wanted to do in the future. So I made a page with all the possible journeys I could go on, I guess. I guess there's even more than that. But for example, I took the fashion route, writing, sewing, reading, booktube, or like YouTube in general, typography as in a graphic designer or something. So I have a lot of things that interest me and I have no idea where I will end up in a job. So I made a page about that. Then it was my birthday on the 2nd of August and I kept the birthday card from my mom and dad, and this is a package. This was a package from my sister and I thought this pattern is really cute, so I also kept a little bit of that. And then of course I made a memory page of my birthday. On my birthday itself I went bowling with my partner. This is that page. And on my birthday weekend I was at my parents' house with my sister, her boyfriend, and we exchanged gifts and I wrote down what I got for my birthday and stuff like that. if you're interested, I got 3 books. They're not here, they're in my reading journal, but I can put it on screen as well if you want to know. Then I got socks with cats from my sister in this cute little package I just showed you. I got a puzzle, I got Lego flowers and some candy as well. And the card I also showed you before. And I just wrote down that we had cake, we had brownies, what we ate, and just stuff like that I wrote down. Then I made a page. I met a friend again finally, and we had a lot to update each other on, so I made a page to write all of that down. And we went swimming, so I kept the swimming ticket and also made a picture of where we went swimming. So I also really liked that page. After that, my partner's birthday was on the 21st of August. And we went to a restaurant. My mother made a cake. And again, I just kept the tickets and made some pictures and stuff like that. And now a little bit of confusing part begins. Because I was decluttering my home and I found some random notes and papers I didn't want to throw away, but I also didn't know where to put, so I stick them in here. This is one of the first wardrobes I planned for a customer at my work as interior designer, which always sounds so much more fun than it actually is. You almost never plan, so I really wanted to keep that. The customer also didn't take it in the end because it always costs more if you plan something, but I just wanted to keep it. Then this one is the main room I'm sitting in right now. This is the floor plan of my apartment, part of it. I have one for every room, so I wanna keep it as a memory and stuff like that. But the proportions are very wrong. I made these plans before I really learned how to make these plans, so they're not proportionate. Then I found some pictures with an old friend, which I of course also wanted to keep, so I just glued them in here. Some more art I found that I also didn't want to throw out, so I also glued it in here. Some more art I found. These pages are a little empty. I'm not sure if I should still glue something in or if I should leave it like that. This actually was my first job I ever had, but I quit that after 6 months because it took a toll on my mental health. But still, I kept it as a memory, because why not? I guess it's still part of me, so I kept it. Then here's another page of something I found. And now here is the thing I need to explain a little. Like this page I can still show you. I had some experiments at some point of envelopes and what I can do with them and stuff like that. Wait, let's go to the next page. Here I think it starts. I was into bookbinding a little time ago. Like I still like it, but I haven't done it in a while. But I can show you one thing. Like this is something I've found myself, and it's like a book journal thing. And what you see here was something similar. I had some backgrounds printed out and then I made art on them and I bound everything together and glued it together. But the little booklet I had made was falling apart and I didn't want to throw it away because I took a lot of time with it and I really liked it. So I wanted to keep it. That's also why I have 2 junk journals now, because the rest of this and the beginning of the other one... Sorry, my light went out. So the rest of this one and the beginning of this journal is just the booklet I had made. Looking back on it, I kind of wish I had started a new journal just for this, but now it's too late. I had already glued stuff in and I can take it out without ripping it apart. So that's just how it is now. So the rest of this was all originally one art book I had made, just as an explanation. And I also said I would come back to the beginning, because these things, these little drawings also were from the art book. So from now on, just imagine it would be one book. I hope that was understandable. So I had just printed out the backgrounds with different colors in yellow, orange, just some backgrounds I liked, some magazine cutouts I liked, and then I made art on them, so I really wanted to keep that and to remember it. Some things are still the original, and some things I had to scan in because I would have messed it up otherwise. And I just really like the memories of this. I think I made this in 2018, I believe. And it would have been really sad to throw it out. So I tried to preserve it somehow. I just wish I had, as I said, used our own journal for it, because it would have still been one book, kind of. But yeah, it's how it is. So here I'm into the red. Again, some magazine things, cutouts I used for it. And then some more yellow. Then we get into pink. Some more pink. Here you can see sometimes the pages suffered a little bit because I not only bound it, but I also glued it, and the glued pages were falling apart. Some of them I could pull apart very easily. This one suffered a little bit, sadly. But I guess I made something new out of it, so now it's double art. I don't know. Then more pink and a little bit of purple. This also was a magazine cutout. And this is the artist who made this figurine, if you're interested. More pink. And I also think the quotes I probably found on Pinterest or Tumblr or something. Again, another magazine cutout. And here are some of the cutouts. I wasn't sure if the washi tape would come off easily or not, so I made a print first to be sure that I would still have it. But these actually survived, so I also stick them in the front, because I like to keep things. Then we're into purple. Then here again I made a print copy, but the wolf also survived, so I put that in the front as well. Now we're getting into blue. Okay, still purple. And I also tried some pixel art. That was fun. Then we're getting into purple. Purple and black. Some more purple. Then we're into the black. I just always had to try out if I could take the drawings out without ripping them apart. So sometimes I had to print them, sometimes they're the original. These three are the original. Some more purple. Then we're into yellow again. Here I also had a page with a friend in the blues. Some more blue. Here again another drawing. This also is the original one. Then we're into the greens. This again I had to scan. Sometimes I also had a little bit of a problem to see how it would fit, but somehow I figured it out. More green. Then I also kept some postcards, and I just thought it would be good to glue them in. They also were in the original booklet, so I kept the order intact like it was in the book. More green. This again was from a magazine. This is the original as well. This also is the original drawing I glued in. Then here we have another postcard. More green. Some more green. Here I had to make a scan again, because I wasn't sure if the original would rip if I took it out. So I made a scan of it and glued it in. More green. Another postcard. Then we're getting into the yellow and then into the blue. These are also the originals. I just had to cut them into size to make them fit. Then more blue. This one also is the original. It was a watercolor painting, and I really wanted to keep the original if possible. And thankfully it was possible. More blue. This is a scan again, because there's also the writing. Mostly if there was a magazine cutout or drawing with writing, I just made a scan to keep everything together. More blue. Some more blue. Some more blue. And then we're at the end of the journal. This page I had made before, also when I got the sticker page, and I just wanted to make an end page. But I also wanted to be sure that it wouldn't be the end. Like, here's end of story, but still to be continued. And it's time. So it's time for a new journal, I guess. I really like these sticker sheets. I don't know how accurate the copyright and stuff like that is. I just bought them off of Amazon, and sometimes a sticker will say, do not use copyright stuff. So I don't know if these stickers would have been licensed or the pictures, a little confused about that. I also don't know if I will buy them again, but the ones I have I will use, of course. And that's the end of the first junk journal I've made. And as I said, I wish I would have kept the booklet together in a new journal and kept the rest of it as a memory junk journal. But you live and you learn, so I can do that with the next one. Not sure if I can do it with this one, but the next one after that. This is the next journal I used. It's a moleskin in blue. It's boring looking, but I think I will put a lot of stickers and stuff on it in the future to make it more interesting. And as I said, remember, this is a continuation of the booklet from this one. So I kind of see them as one part, but continuing or repeating myself, I wish I had made a separate journal for the booklet, but it's too late now anyways. So I just continued on, but I also had a problem because this journal is smaller than this one, so I also had to cut more from the outside to make things fit. Like you can see, I had to cut the day here and the stars here, which was a little sad, but I made it work somehow. This one also was a watercolor painting and I sticked in the original one. Then we can continue with blue. With this one, I also like, this would be the index page, I believe. You can see the lines here. Then this was a world map. And I like how there's still my inspiring journeys on top. I kind of think it fits with this picture. Then some more blue. Here's the page contents and the lines. I kind of like how it looks. It adds to the junk journal scrapbooking vibe. This also was from a magazine. This also is the original one. I just had to cut the washi tape to size. This one also I had to cut out every word to make it fit. But I also like how that looks. Then we're into the yellow and the purple. This again was watercolor painting. I kept the original of that. I always really like to keep the originals of paintings. Then some more purple with some pictures. This I was kind of sad about. I couldn't fit the original. I had to scan it in, size it down and print it out again. Because I really loved how the original looked. And it looks very faded here, which kind of is sad because the original was very bright and beautiful. So I'm a little sad about this one, but it still belongs into the book. It was part of the book, so I wanted to have it in there somehow. But it's not as beautiful as the original one. Then we're back into the black again. Black and white, I guess. Then the purple and pink. This one also is a print, sadly, because I couldn't fit in the original. It was too big for this book. Then black and white again. Some more black and white. Some more black. Some more black and white. This is a song. This one was a Tumblr quote, I believe. And this was the last page of the booklet. So this is kind of the continuation of this one. And now, after that, I've started again to use it as a normal memory keeping journal. So I kind of wish I had put them in a separate journal, the booklet thing binding I had made. But I've learned it now. If I ever have something like that again, I will know what to do and to use a separate thing for it. But I will still use this journal because why would I stop using it? It's very empty and it's still very usable, but just for the next one I've learned something, and you will get a flip through of this one as well when I've finished it completely, but that will still take some time because so far I've only done one memory in here and there's still a lot of days left in the year and I'm not even sure if I will finish it that year. So I hope the explanation was understandable. I know I've said it a lot of times. You're probably tired of hearing it. So I will stop now. You've heard what I've had to say. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you also have a junk journal or scrapbook? I really like making them. It's very fun and relaxing to make a page like that. And I've been obsessed with these sticker sheets lately, but I'm always running out of glue now, so that's a new problem I have. But enough of my rambling. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next.